Yeah. Yeah. Trippers out there will like to party. Listen up, yeah, it's time to start it. And I know you got it. You with me, let's rock this party. All the girls on the side say, and all my fellas on the side say, tonight we're gonna fly high to the skies, 'cause we're gonna have a taste of the good life. And we go up. We're gonna rock this club till it goes up. Yeah, we're gonna live the good life. Yeah, we're gonna do it all night. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life.
Well, hello everybody. If anybody can see me, I'm not sure if I got it started up right. I'm still working on it. Seems like I got two different streams going on here. So I'm not sure I can see me on the TV, but it doesn't seem like the original link in the YouTube that I set up didn't work. So can everybody hear me? Hey, everybody. Can you guys all hear me? Can everybody hear me? Hey, everybody. It looks like what I thought I'd set up before in the YouTube, I had to set up differently because when I look at my YouTube studio thing, it doesn't show me being online at all. It just shows me here. So I guess StreamYard does all the work for it. So I'm still trying to figure it all out. Accidentally kicked myself out. Sorry about that. So I'm still trying to find that other stream. Oh well. And now I know what everybody always talks about, having the technical difficulties. So I probably should have done some test lives before doing this so I knew what was happening. Oh boy. Okay, I think I found the new stream here. Oh, well, I can assume that so far I haven't anybody say that they hear me. Assuming you can all hear. Welcome to Travels Through Life. Time been on, but do my worst for me. Uh, I was doing always one my own live show, and there's a lot of in for all of that. Kind of high and she's trying to keep. Okay, I think I'm back. um, not sure what happened there. I think my internet connection kind of flaked on me, which that happens from time to time. Uh, Hello, See the World with Chris and Kevin Counts, Down Under Cruisers, and Texans Who Travel, and Us and More. And hopefully, I haven't. Oh, life is good today. Good old Ronnie, he's here. And let's hope that everything stays connected and stay online. What I hope to do with this show is many people have told me over time that they kind of like my philosophies on things and the lifestyle I've chosen. For those of you that don't know, that I basically retired early last year with the hopes of traveling a lot. Well, of course, the virus going, we don't do a whole lot of traveling, but I've managed to do a few things and hope to keep doing even more. Um, the title here that we came up with, the Just Dewey It, we owe that to Don Klein, one of the Texans who travel. Hey, Timothy Walters, I see you're here. Thanks for coming. And one day in the pool while we were in Cancun last month, he come up with that, and it just had a good ring to it. And I just kind of dwelled on it. The next day, it was just really brewing in my mind. So we got talking about it, and between he and especially Anthony Plack, we did a lot of brainstorming. Nautical Nurse Nancy, hey, glad you're here. And we kind of decided that, or I kind of decided that all this information that people keep asking about me, we can share on as an online. So I'm going to kind of do a little, lifestyle talking and travel talking. I plan. One of my goals is I want to try to be like a central repository of all the different information of different group cruises going on. I've got a list of like 17 of them already. And I got a list of all of my cruises that I created so that I can scroll by here and during the show. And I want to do the same thing with the group cruises, hopefully with the intentions of making them available on my YouTube page so that at any time people can bring up the video to show the different group cruises or show mine if they wanted to. And then I'll just keep updating that. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Alma, glad you made it here. Karen, glad to see you here. Carla, thanks for coming. I got to try to remember to watch the camera and watch chat all at the same time. So it's a lot to get used to and all, but I'll get used to it eventually, I'm sure. And we'll just have to kind of work together on all of this. John, I'm glad you made it. I saw you were in the other one. I was hoping you could make it in here. John was my boss at the hotel, and he's been a big supporter of everything I do. course, everybody in here has been a big supporter, and I sure appreciate it all. But one of the first things that I wanted to do with this show is kind of share my thoughts on my life and my lifestyle and stuff. So, kind of start from the beginning. After my wife passed away and was very unhappy with all the things she didn't do or we didn't do because we like to travel, I decided I didn't want to live my life like that anymore. I wanted to do as much as I could do while I still can do it, so that when I get too old to do anything, I can live back and see a bunch of good memories and not have a bunch of regrets. So I've kind of been signing up for everything and anything I can do. And even during the virus already, I took a road trip to Branson. I flew to Vegas. I took a train trip around the country. Made 2 trips to Cancun, a trip to California. I've got a Mississippi riverboat trip coming up later this month. And next month, we're going to the Dominican Republic again for a couple of weeks at an all-inclusive. So that's just kind of a start of me. And I've got stuff booked for the next 2 years, all the way up to January of 23. So, hey, Alana, glad you made it all the way here from Australia. Said I look forward to getting to meet you guys in person sometime. Wanda, cruising for food. Glad to see you're here too. And it's like all kinds of great people. Papa Mozo, so glad to see you made it here today. So we just got so many great people in here. It makes me feel good to see that. So I want to thank everybody for coming here and being a part of this. And hopefully, if you like what you're seeing, you'll subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. We've got 22 people in here right now and 15 likes. I'm thrilled to death with that. So we want to continue to grow this. I hope to have guests on there. I'll have to get some moderators. And I just want to be able to encourage people to do whatever they can to live a life that they're happy with, because nobody ever went to their grave wishing they'd worked more or wishing they'd cleaned the house more or anything. And I sure don't plan to live my life that way. And that's what I'm kind of doing right now. Just Dewey, it seems I got to learn how to point these things. Is just so fitting because I don't say no to much. If I say no, there's probably a conflict or something. So most people have found that when it comes time to do something, I'll show up and do it. And I enjoy it. And I've always liked traveling. I've been traveling ever since I was a little kid. Some of you have heard that story where my dad worked for the airlines. So we grew up flying and traveling. Just like most people would go for a Sunday drive, I went for a Sunday fly. We'd be sitting around on a day off Dad had, and suddenly decide, well, we'd never been to Kalamazoo. Let's go there. So pop on a plane, fly to Kalamazoo, check out the airport, and fly back home. Fortunately, you could fly free on the airline he worked for. He started out working for Lake Central, which eventually became Allegheny, and then US Air, and now I guess Americans ended up buying US Air. But my dad passed away a number of years ago, so he's not there anymore. But one of the worst things that I did discover growing up as a kid that traveled, when you turn 18, you have to start paying for it all by yourself. So that kind of slowed down my traveling until recent years. And I know it's a lot of people have never flown before, never cruised before. They've got a lot of things they can look forward to doing in the future. I encourage people, do what you can. Try not to, live your life where you're going to regret having done anything or not having done anything. So, that's kind of the trick to it all. There's so much to do in life. You just don't want to pass up on any of it if you can avoid it. And I know with the way that I was brought up, we enjoyed the traveling. We never seemed to fear it. And so now as time's gone on, said I hope to continue living a life of travel. I've only had 3 cruises in my life so far. We got married on a cruise, on a Carnival cruise on the Pride. And for our 10-year anniversary, we went on a Holland America cruise to Alaska. And then just December of 2019, I went on my first solo vacation, Panama Canal cruise on Holland America. And I learned that traveling by yourself can be a lot of fun. You can spoil yourself, pamper yourself, and you have nobody to check in with. And so I decided that that was how I wanted to do things. So I booked one cruise before I ever got off that cruise. And within a week after getting off that cruise, I booked another. And I haven't stopped yet. I've had 20 trips canceled so far because of the virus. And I've still got 16 or 17 trips planned that hopefully will happen. So that's kind of my life right now. This year, June is the only month I don't have a trip planned of some sort. And basically that's because I got some other things here at home that are going on that I need to kind of be around for. So, and but the rest of the year, I hope to be on the go. I've been very fortunate that during the COVID, I've been, stayed healthy. Never came down with the virus. I've kept up. I've been tested regularly. Every time I travel, I test because people are always wanting to know, is it safe to be around you and all that kind of stuff. So, I forgot to turn on some lights. Alexa, sunroom white. There, that might help to get some lights on in here. It's starting to get dark. There, that changes the kind of the looks of things, doesn't it? But I've been healthy. I've had a few other issues, but nothing major, and nothing that restricts any travel. Matter of fact, I just saw my cardiologist this morning. No, yesterday. Yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, and so he said, "Keep doing whatever you're doing as long as you're feeling good." And I'm feeling fine. So I had some issues around the holidays, and they kind of got that fixed. So we're just working on trying to find anything else. But overall, I feel great, especially when I'm traveling. I really feel good. I feel better than I ever have, it seems, when I'm off doing something. And I've been getting plenty of exercise. Every time I travel, I lose weight, so that helps. So traveling's a good thing to have in your life, and I plan to keep doing that as much as I can. I know many of you have been on different trips with me. Some of you I haven't got a chance to meet yet, and I hope to real soon. There's so many different trips going on all the time that I'm trying to be on as many different group cruises as I can so that I can get to know people and get to meet people. And even if it's not a cruise, if it's just a trip somewhere, I'm showing up. I went to Florida on the Degenerate Cruisers. They had a Victory Gambling Boat cruise. I showed up there, met a lot of great people. You name it, and I'm probably going to show up somewhere. I look forward to being able to meet everybody that I haven't met yet, and just having a lot of fun. And hopefully somewhere along the line I can plan some trips as well. One thing I have in mind in 2024, I personally want to go on a world cruise for my 65th birthday. I'm only 61 now. I'm not that old yet. I still got plenty of good years left in me. And in 2023, though, I've only got the one cruise. That's the big vlogger cruise in January. The trip I want to plan is a trip up and down Route 66. Ideally, I'd like to plan something that starts in Chicago, goes all the way out to LA and back. And during however long the course of the period will be, people could jump on, jump off, travel with back and forth if they only want to go for a few days or during some states. Hopefully, I can get it all laid out where this is where we're all going to be at different times. That's my goal. I've got a lot of research to do and put together, but if you're interested in such a trip, make sure you let me know. Stop by my Facebook page, Dewey's Destinations, and startup will share some discussions and get the chance to um, share ideas and kind of help get this all planned out there together. I hope that somewhere along the line that other group cruises and stuff that maybe I'll be able to plan some group cruises. That's why I want to post the trips that I'm on as well as the list of group cruises and stuff that are coming up, so that people can have an easy reference and see what's happening. To give you an idea what I plan to do video wise, let me see if I can switch that over. I created a short little video showing my cruises, and I'm going to do one similar to this for all the group cruises that I know of, and I hope to make both of them available on my YouTube page so people can check them out whenever. So while we're doing this, let's take a quick look through at this one, see what you think of the layout. Hopefully you can still hear me while I'm talking, but these are all the different cruises that I've got going on this year. I like to keep myself busy, as you can see, and some of them may or may not happen, but I just keep rescheduling because for two reasons. One, I like to keep a full schedule so I know what's going on, and then also the more you book early, the cheaper a lot of things are. Most of you, if you've been trying to look at trips, you know that by now they get a little expensive, and things are kind of building up. So the quicker I can book things while they're cheap, I'll take advantage of it. A prime example of that is my New Year's Eve cruise on Azamara. Last year, when I booked it, when it got canceled, I just did a lift and shift on that to this coming up year. And they had a sale on recently where it was 40% off. So I decided to give the travel agent a call and see what is going on, see if I can get something cheaper. Come to find out, the lift and shift was still a whole lot cheaper than what the current rate is with 40% off. So that shows how much things have been getting raised up. So it's it kind of behooves you to be able to book as many things as you can while they're early. Take advantage of sales. I know I had a lot of good things going. As you see, I've got a big list there. Yeah, Wanda, you're right. That was quite a list. And it grows all the time as I bunch things off or put more things on. Last year, I had 14 days on Holland America. Well, between future cruise credits and special sales and stuff like that, especially on Holland America, they had a gift card sale last summer where you, for every $1,000 you spent, you got $200 extra free. So I spent a lot of money and got a lot of free credit and used that for a next sale they had where if you pay off everything early, you got a big discount. So I did that. And then they had a sale on excursions. The trips I had planned were to Europe and to Alaska, and those happened to be the two areas their excursion sales. So I got those for like 40% off. So even though I took 14 days and I think I'm up to, well, if they would all happen, I would have 37 days this year, but one of them has already been canceled. But it didn't cost me a whole lot more to do it all because I took advantage of the sales and stuff. So, yes, thanks, Kim. I did notice that my subscriptions rose quite a bit today. I've been kind of promoting it, so let's get up to at least 100. That would make me feel good. That'd be my first milestone. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe and hit the like, and let's keep things going here. I'd appreciate it because oh, and another thing too that a lot of you probably haven't heard about, but I have a Patreon page as well linked to my YouTube stuff. And for those of you that don't know what Patreon is, it's kind of a way to be able to support YouTubers and all. Well, I don't need everybody to pay for my trips. I can take care of that. But what I want to do, just like so many others do, turn the money right back around into the channel. We'll have giveaways, we'll have all kinds of things. But with my Patreon, for everybody who becomes a patron, and for every dollar you spend, you get an opportunity towards a cruise. So as soon as we've collected enough money up to pay for a cruise, and the Patreon group will decide what cruise they're working for, then we'll go from there with having a drawing to see who wins that cruise. So for every dollar that you've spent in Patreon, it'll equal an opportunity in the drawing, and that's kind of what we'll do to start giving away free cruises. Now, if we get enough where we build up a free cruise every year, that would be wonderful. But if it takes a few years, no biggie. But this way, any money that you send through Patreon is going to be, it's like buying raffle tickets, sort of. So but I don't want people to think that they're paying for my trips. I can handle that with no problem. So it's a way for me to kind of thank everybody who supports my efforts and my Facebook page, my YouTube and Instagram and all that good stuff. So I'm kind of trying to build up some um, um, merchandise areas. I've got it scattered all around right now. Some are public. I do have a what's the one that's usually connected to? God, my mind is just going all kinds of blank. But I do have an area, some links on my YouTube pages where you can go buy some, like shirts and stuff like that. But I also have other items I've been experimenting with. Some of you have seen my shot glasses. I had a hat made. I had a big old blanket made. Little things like that. Hopefully, eventually, I'll get it all put into one place where people can buy anything they want and be able to get my merchandise, and then all that money too will go back into just keep buying more things for the channel and stuff like that. So I have a lot of ideas. Basically, the format of the show will be kind of driven by what everybody wants. Hopefully, you'll let me know what you want too, because my general list is each show will have a theme. I like to find different quotes that will fit for the different theme. The kind of be little like philosophies on life, how I feel about the certain topics, and travel advice, updates to the group update list, any travel specials coming up that people know about. If you're planning a group trip and you're not on the list, hopefully I'll hear about it or somebody will tell me about it, and then I'll just kind of keep that list growing. Let me know also, did you like that format I created there when they were scrolling by on the screen? Because that's the kind of video I want to create also for the group list, so that it'll be on my YouTube channel, and I'm hoping that every time I update it, it just replaces the old video instead of have to create a new one all the time. So if somebody were to link to it, then they would constantly be updated as well. I started out creating a spreadsheet doing the same thing, and some people have shared that. So let me know your ideas on that kind of stuff as well. And I hope to have games eventually. different things to do. Want to definitely have guests because you sure don't want to hear me going on here. I've been talking now for half an hour, and you want to hear other people too, because eventually I'm going to run out of things to say. Believe it or not, as talkative as I can be. Hey, Visa, glad you're here. Said it's getting all the good people in here and really makes me feel. Dee, hey, I saw you up there too. Great, thanks for coming. And it just kind of makes me feel good to see all of the YouTube travel community that have been showing up. It's a great community. We've all kept each other supported throughout all of the quarantines and everything going on. We've had a chance to meet everybody and get a chance to know everybody. Those of us who have met in person, we find that what you see online is what you get. Most people, they're the same in real life as they are on the screen. And it's just kind of opened up a whole new world, especially if you, like me, I live by myself. So when you can't get out and go anywhere, that get a little boring sitting there looking at the same four walls, and the animals don't answer back to me when I talk. So I kind of run out of things to say. But hopefully we'll have fun with this show. Same way with the time of the show. I know right now there's a few other people that are probably having a show at the same time I am, so I don't want to be stepping on people's toes, but I'm just not sure when a good time is. I was thinking of maybe a Sunday, late afternoon or early evening, but a lot of the gaps are based on what I watch. It doesn't mean that there's necessarily gaps. So if there's a certain time that you'd like to see the show up, let me know. And we'll see if we maybe can move it around so it doesn't step on so many toes, because the last thing I want to do is step on the toes of anybody who has another show going on, because I like to be a supporter of shows as well. So I show up there all the time. So there's so much to do and so much to think about. Hopefully we can show off like little video clips and stuff of different things that people have. I'm going to try one thing here and see if I can, when I was talking about the group cruises and stuff. Let me find, I got to get my stuff organized better too. Okay. Okay, right now I just have it in a spreadsheet. I haven't created a video for it yet. I kind of ran out of time today, but let's see what happens if I share this. Okay, so I'll switch over here. There, hopefully you guys get to see this. This is my little group events. I've got our Punta Cana trip to Dominican Republic, and then EECC has a trip to Margaritaville in June. Love to do that, except unfortunately that conflicts. I know a bunch of you have got on that Royal Caribbean cruise on the 12th, and I was this close to doing that last night. I think it was Tuesday night. And I was just about ready to pay for it when I realized that I had another obligation here at home that I needed to do instead. So fortunately, I got that in time. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to get my money back on that. And the Carnival Mardi Gras we were supposed to be on in May got bumped to September, which got lucky for me because the September Alaska cruise that I was on got canceled. So that opened up September, and that's with Sharon at Sea. And then October, Sharon at Sea and the Ship Show have Norwegian Breakaway. I'm not on that one yet. Or no, it can't be. I got too many other things going on. But October, Halloween is the Mardi Gras Lolita Loco cruise. So I'll be on that one. And then in December, early December, there is the Oasis of the Seas. Josh Holcomb's got a group cruise going. I'm going to be on that one. Sharon at Sea has a New Year's Eve cruise, December 30th. on the Carnival Radiance. I plan to, if my Australia trip gets canceled, I plan on booking on that. I think I may already have booked it on that and tentatively waiting to see if Australia opens up. So one way or the other, I want to be on a ship on New Year's Eve. And then in February, Lolita Loca has a Princess Cruise in February 12th. Then, of course, March 5th, that's the celebration for Carnival. There'll be a lot of people on different assorted ships. Sharon at Sea is going to be on the Vista. That's the one I'm on. EECC has the Panorama, so they're getting a group there. If you know of anybody else that has a group, be sure to let me know, and I'll get it added to the list. In April, Don Terrace, Don's Family Travel, he's doing a Princess Cruise to the Panama Canal. And, of course, I love the Panama Canal. So I'm definitely going on that one again. And then next June, EECC is going to Hawaii on the Norwegian Pride of America. And then next July, Sharon at Sea is going to on the Norwegian Star. And that one will be going to Iceland, Scotland, and Norway, I believe. And I'm going to be on that one. Really looking forward to it. Lolita Loca's got a Norwegian trip in August of next year. I'm not on that one yet. And then in September, the EECC rescheduled their Alaska cruise from this year to next year. But unfortunately, I'm not available for that one because the next two on the list here, Midlife Crazies BBD Rum Run. Most of you have probably heard of that. It gets talked about a lot. And they have a back-to-back cruise. It's on from September 11th through the 17th, and then the recovery cruise is from 17th through the 25th. So that one will be occupying my time in September. EECC has a Greek island trip scheduled in September of next year that they're going to reschedule. So we're still looking for that. And then on the Carnival Horizon, once again in October, will be the Us and More and the Down Under Cruisers trip. And so I'm going to be on that one. So 3 times in like 6 weeks, I'll be on Carnival Horizon. So I think I'll kind of get to know my way around that ship pretty good. And then later in October, Lolita Loca also has a Carnival Horizon group cruise going, but I'm not scheduled on that one yet. November of next year, Sharon at Sea has the Carnival Celebration over Thanksgiving. And then, of course, in January of 2023 is the Norwegian Breakaway. So that's going to be a big cruise for everybody too. So hopefully, I don't know if anybody saw all of that I was sharing, because it's hard to tell on from my end if anything was showing. But if it's not, I'll get a video created and post that, or find a link to post so I can share with everybody. Oh my God! I just saw made it to 100 travelers on my first live stream. Oh, that makes me feel good. Thank you so much, everybody. I love to see the support. I love to be out there supporting others, and it just kind of feels good to know that I've got good people. Right now, I'm seeing 25 people here watching and 24 thumbs up. So we're only one thumbs up. Oh, one thumbs up short. Let's see if we can keep them going on all of that. So keep it up, and thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions. And it's going to be fun. I hope to, as fun as it is with all of my travels, I hope to be able to keep up just as much fun online as I get more comfortable with doing it. And yeah, like Timothy said, it's hard to keep up with me on all the trips. Well, don't forget, I haven't done all these trips yet. Maybe once I start traveling that much, I may poop out too. I don't know. But in the meantime, I hope to have a lot of fun trying. And I hope that's why I want to kind of pace them out. And I've got hopefully a healthy mix of solo cruises and as well as group cruises, because I still like to travel by myself. So I can kind of just not have to pay attention to anything else but what I want to do. And sometimes what I want to do may not be what everybody else wants to do. And some of the group cruises, I know you don't always have to do things together, but you sometimes feel like you should. And but when you don't, that's what you have your own cabin for. So or you can just wander off on the ship. Some of them ships are so big you could roam around for days and not see anybody. So it's good. It's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy myself while I can. Um, hopefully, we can start to get to know each other both here and on other shows. Um, a lot of things to do, a lot of things we can do, and uh, I'm starting to stutter a lot now, aren't I? Oh, let's see if I can try to keep track on the chat going on here. What are some of you guys? What's your next trips coming up? I see here where um, some people have trips coming up. Let's kind of talk about you guys here a bit. Um, I know I've got with nobody's on the riverboat cruise that I'm on, so that'll be kind of. I'm hoping to do some vlogging with that so that I can share it because there's not even much out there. When I do a search on the Queen of the Mississippi, which is what we'll be on, but the only thing I find out there is the company produced stuff. So hopefully, I can produce something from a passenger point of view and give some kind of new stuff on it. Should be fun. I love paddle boats. I've been on the paddle boat here in Illinois. We've got one that runs from Peoria, does a lot of like dinner cruises, but then they also do a trip all the way up to northern Illinois to Starved Rock State Park, and you spend the night in the lodge there. You don't sleep on this boat, and then the next day you hop on and you go back down, and then does the same thing. I think going down to like Hannibal and back. Haven't done that trip yet. So it'll be kind of interesting. I see some people here talking about going on the Punta Cana trip with us, and yep, looking for if you got anything interested to travel and tour. We're is hosting the or organizing the Punta Cana Dominican Republic tour through all inclusive. We're going to another RIU, and that was wonderful. If you need any help with it, be sure to contact Kim over totravelandtour@gmail.com. She'll get you all fixed up. She hooked all of us up with a good trip. I think we've got like about a dozen people or more going already, and probably more will get signed up by May. So looks like Timothy's going on the Bermuda cruise with Sharon at Sea and the Ship Show. I would love to be there with everybody, but hey, can't be everywhere at once, unfortunately. So, okay, Kevin Counts said he's going on the 10 nights out of Barbados for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, I'll be on my first celebrity ship. I'll be on the Edge for Thanksgiving, so that should be interesting. I've always wanted to hit celebrity. I'm trying to hit as many different cruise lines in the next couple of years as I can, so I can get kind of an idea of what is all out there. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. I've seen some videos on the Edge and some of the things they offer, so that should be a good ship. This summer, I'm going to be on the new Rotterdam for Holland America, and that is going. It's the initial sailing leaves from Trieste, Italy, August 1st, and they actually have two cruises. They got a 7-day cruise to Rome, which will be the initial cruise, but then it goes from Rome all the way around to Amsterdam. So I'm on the full 21-day loop, and that should be a lot of fun. I've never been to Europe before, so there's a lot of new things to explore. It'll be a new ship, and it'll be the first time anybody's been on it, so that'll be a lot of fun. See where the Down Under cruises here. So they hoping to do New Year's Eve at Sydney Harbor. I am too. I've got a cruise in Australia and New Zealand from January 4th, but I'm going to be coming down in December. I got some friends that live in Adelaide, and I'm going to go visit with them. And I'm hoping that maybe I can talk them into we all go to Sydney for New Year's because I'd love to see the fireworks from the bridge in Sydney. And then our cruise actually takes off from Melbourne on the 4th. So hopefully somewhere along the line I can touch base with the Down Under cruisers while we're over there. So that's kind of one of my excuse me, one of my goals, and try to see if we can do that. Yeah, Karen here says I'm a cruise addict. Oops, there we go. Yes, I am a cruise addict. Well, darn it, I keep messing things up here. Pardon me, I'm getting used to all of that. So there we go. Now yeah, I am definitely a cruise addict. I'm a travel addict more than anything. As long as I'm going somewhere, I'm happy. But I do like cruises, and once they get going up, you'll find me on them a lot. And Holland America so far is my favorite. That's just because of the style. I'm more of a classic cruiser. I like the older, more sophisticated styles and stuff. I do like to party, with the right groups and stuff, but party isn't my primary goal usually on a cruise, unless I'm with a group cruise, and of course then everybody parties. But I'm perfectly still love to get dressed up for formal nights. And hey, D&G, glad to see Derek and Gregory here. That really makes me feel good to see more people showing up. Thank you so much. And that is I love to get. I was talking about formal nights. I love to get dressed up. Not too many people like to do that anymore, but I do. I've always liked getting dressed up. Matter of fact, one of the organizations I joined, that was kind of one of the biggest selling points when I joined it, is because they have formal event nights. And I was just thrilled to death with that. So, but Holland America, a lot of people say it's an old person cruise line. Well, there are older people on there, but there's younger people too. And just because they don't have the wild deck parties and all that stuff, they did have a bar crawl while I was on my Panama Canal cruise. And I didn't participate in it. I spent most of my evenings in the dueling piano bar. That was my favorite, but all of their entertainment was just top notch. I really enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to the European cruise. It should be just as entertaining. It'll be good. And of course, as trips get here closer, I'll kind of share some of the stuff that I research on it today. Matter of fact, I just called the American Cruise Lines to set up all of my excursions for the Mississippi River trip. There'll be a couple other people on the cruise that told me about it originally, that they set up the excursions last month, or no, I guess in February now, it's April. Huh? And I wanted to make sure to get all on the same excursions they were going. So we finally got all that lined up. And I'm going to New Orleans a couple days early and staying in Memphis a couple days late because I've never been to either one of those cities. So I want to be able to explore and see some of that stuff. And John, I know you said you've never been on a cruise, but by golly, I'm going to have to take you on one with me. So hopefully one day you and your wife and we can go share a cruise as well. So thanks for coming to the show. Now I see you say you got to go, but we'll talk again soon. John is a hell of a good person. He was a hell of a good boss, and I'm going to miss him. He retired this year too. So, hey, I retired and traveled. Hopefully you can do the same thing, John. So we'd have a lot of fun together. And Timothy, no, I have not been on a Norwegian yet. It looks like my first one will be next summer when we go to Norway and Iceland and Scotland. I think that's where the three places are they go to. So I'm looking forward to that. This year, I'm going to, of course, I'll be on a lot of carnivals, but I'm also going to hit the Celebrity and the Royal Caribbean. So I get to try those too. And I'm just going to keep trying as many different ones as I can. Next, my New Year's Eve cruise is on Azamara, and I've got a Princess next spring. I've never been on Princess before, so there's a lot a lot of different ones to try for, and the I even want to go on a Regent. I know those are expensive, so I believe it or not, that's the one I'm looking at for my world cruise, but it's very expensive. But they include like everything, including your flight, your airfare. They even ship your luggage from home. Cruise port, because on a world cruise, you're going to need more than 2 bags and a carry on. And especially the way I travel, I fill up one bag just with my electronics that I take on, with charging cords and cameras and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it doesn't take much. And then, of course, when you like to dress informally, you got to take that stuff. So that fills up, especially when you're a big guy. So, hey, just Dave, glad to see you made it here tonight. Thank you. So it makes me feel good to see everybody coming in here. Um, Hopefully, we'll all get together sometime. I'd like to see us get some land get-togethers, even when people aren't traveling yet. Just so even if we have to do it in different regions of the country, just so we can get more people a chance to get together and meet everybody. So we'll kind of work on all of that, and you never know when we get things. Uh, the more places that we can go to and meet up with each other, the better we know each other and the more fun we have. Look at the group that we got going to Cancun. We kind of got hooked on each other. We got a wide variety of people, all mixed and matched in that group, but we all love each other, and we are enjoying traveling with each other. So you just never know. Yeah, once you get to meet people in person, as hooked as you are watching these shows, you'll get more hooked once you get to meet everybody. So I encourage everybody, any chance that you get, to try to get up there and meet up with people. Um, it's gonna be fun, and let's just hope that we can all keep that up. Well, we're almost hitting up at the top of the hour already. Can you believe I've been chattering this much all by myself? And hopefully in future shows we'll get more people up here to chat with and do things. But it's been really fun so far. I think I'm going to like this once I get the technology and stuff going. Sorry about the miscommunication on the links. I guess I needed this, and I'll have to check with people who know more about this stuff than I do. But hopefully we can set up a system where I'll get it working right and have less glitches. But there again, everybody who's been doing it for a while, they still have glitches too. So I figure I'm just part of the family now. Oh goodness. But we'll do this every week, and hopefully I'll get a little more organized with my format and kind of get settled on something that feels comfortable. Please feel free somewhere along the line to share your feelings, your thoughts, your wants, or just say hi if you want. Whether it be here in chat, on the Facebook page. I mean, I really like to share Facebook page. That's kind of where I started everything, sharing with friends and family on a trip, and before I even knew this YouTube stuff all existed. I found YouTube strictly by accident when I started planning trips and doing some searching. And of course, you search on a ship or any kind of trip, and boom, YouTube pops up. And then I discovered a whole new world. Oh, so we'll have to see what happens with all of that. And let's see. Yep, I do plan on doing this every week, Karen. Right now, it'll be at Thursdays at 7 Central Time. But if we find a better time that works where I'm not stepping on so many toes, we'll switch it around. So if you have a gap where you don't have anything to watch and you got time and you can make it, let me know, and we'll see if some other time works out for everybody. No, I have not planned to go to Vegas in September, but that's only because One, I don't know when those dates are yet. So if there's a regular group going, let me know. I'll put it on the group information. And I do have a cruise in October or in September, in the early part of September, the Mardi Gras cruise. So depending on the dates and stuff when that is, and if it's available, you may see me there. I don't like to say no too often, so we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Yes, Timothy, you are so correct. The travel community is definitely an awesome community, and I don't know what I've done the last year without it because I got so dependent on everybody. I don't even watch regular TV anymore. I went to visit a friend before I went to Cancun last month. Wanted to know what was on TV at night. I said, I don't know. Don't watch TV anymore. Tell you what YouTube shows are on tonight and what time, but I don't watch regular TV. Matter of fact, I even last week or week before called my cable and canceled most of my cable TV because it's like I wasn't watching it anyway. So why bother? Um, so it's a lot better to watch YouTube. Most everything that I want to watch is probably on the internet somewhere anyway. Um, yes, Lindy, you are so right. The people that I've met, probably see and talk more to the YouTube and travel friends now than I do my own family anymore. It's like they hear from me in a text message and they watch my Facebook page, but I actually talk to all of you fine folks on a daily basis in some cases. Some in chat, some in text messages, some in WhatsApp, some in Marco Polo. I mean, there's so many different tools and stuff to use, and I enjoy it. That's what can I say. It's just like having remember. Well, maybe you guys all don't. Back when I was a kid, video telephones were science fiction. Well, now we've got apps and phones that do all of that. So a lot of that science fiction stuff will happen. So I'm really kind of looking forward to. And seeing let me click here, the trip from Basel to Amsterdam, the Rhine getaway. Next, I just found out from some friends, and next May we just signed up for a trip in Germany. It's the marvelous rivers of Europe. It hits the Rhine and Main and Danube. And before all that, though, there's something called the Oberammergau. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a passion play they do in a little town in the Alps, and they only put it on once every 10 years. And 2020, they had to cancel it because of the virus. And then this year got canceled. So next year, it's going on, and we're going to go to that before the river cruise. So that's going to be an awesome trip. And I can't wait to explore all that and hit my first river cruise and see what that's like. Oh, Gary, sorry that you got on the wrong one. I think I screwed up how I set it up in advance, so that's my fault. But I'm glad you found your way here. So I'll have to check with some people that know more than I do to see if what I did was wrong and if I need to do it in a different way. So I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you'll be able to watch the replay. I'm hoping that the replay automatically happens and shows up. Otherwise, I probably screwed that up too. So we'll learn as things go on. Yep. All that. Yes. Alan, Thirsty Thursday is coming up next. That's kind of why I picked this one. I figured I'll be ready for some of that drinky drink and fun on Thirsty Thursday. And they're coming up. Oh, it's 8:00 now. So I want to thank everybody for coming. We'll see you all next week. I love you all. And I can't wait to meet those that I haven't met. And for those I have met, big hugs to everybody. And just remember that, whatever you plan to do it for yourself, because it's going to be, a wonderful, wonderful life ahead. So we'll talk to you all again soon. Thank you. And let's go put a raid over on Thirsty Thursday. Okay? Thanks a lot, everybody. And I've got my little outro here. Where's that at? There we go. See you next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Chicks out there would like to party. Listen up, yeah, it's time to start it. And I know you got it. You with me, let's rock this party. All the girls on the side say, and all my fellas on the side say, never gonna fly high to the skies, 'cause we're gonna have the place of the good life.